Love and Hip Hop Atlanta episode 10 review slash recap. So Zell is on the phone with his friend Paris, and he's like, Santana has been antagonizing my baby mom, going on her Instagram, liking pictures and stuff, and I'm gonna see him at Rennie's baby brunch and I'm gonna address it. And besides that, we just saw Rennie at an ultrasound appointment and Carly talking to Tilo about her having a joint bachelorette party with somebody. Must have been Ciara. And he was like, oh, well, as long as I can have my two bachelor parties, one here and one somewhere you can't follow me. So Ashley is confronting Lil Zane about everything his family was saying when they had the barbecue on the last episode, which was basically that it was overlap between when him and her started dating and him still messing with his other baby mom, Michelle. And she was just like, why would your family say that? Like, is there any truth to that? But clearly it is, so why are you even asking? He keeps answering her questions with, I don't know and I don't remember. So basically he said that he spoke to Michelle and she's going to come visit so that all three of them can talk. So we see Rashida, and then their son Kai is asking her what's going on with her and Kirk. And then their daughter Kelsey walks in. So Rashida goes all into it, telling them about the text messages and everything else. And Kelsey was just like, I don't think Dad really meant that she comes to the door in her birthday suit. I think he meant that she comes like with no bra on and stuff, because she says she's picked Cannon up before and that's how she'll come to the door, like with real short shorts, no bra on. So probably, nips poking and all of that. And Rashida is just like, I really don't think Kirk is trying to cheat with Jasmine. I'm just mad that he even has this type of BS in our lives. And told the kids how he's sleeping at another house. And she's not going to initiate the conversation. And Kelsey was just like, yeah, I just hope you know that when you guys are beefing, that's when me and him talks the most. Like, it really be messing him up. Like, he be calling his daughter all the time, I guess. So Ciara and Carly are having a photo shoot for their joint engagement party. And they're basically doing this because they're the girls who always get the rings but don't keep the man. So Ciara checked on Carly about the whole Bambi situation, and she did say, like, I would be mad if Carly did business with my ex, so I do understand where she's coming from. And that's the same thing I said, like, Carly is probably exaggerating it, but you are doing weird shit to not only Carly but Amy. So we see Santana performing, and then he sits down with his mom, and his mom asked him what's up with him and Chef D. He said that after Baltimore Pride, he didn't talk to him for like a week because he was busy, and Chef D got mad, so they haven't talked since. He telling his mom he don't care about Zell having a baby. He trying to be his friend and be there for him. No, you're not. You trying to clown him and make jokes about him and the baby mom. Because you feel away. You're pressed. Zane got Ashley and Michelle coming to sit down, and he flirting with the waitress before they even get there. He giving me Stevie J vibes, like he's setting himself up and he just don't really care what's about to come out. Now, just based off the looks, Ashley looks way better than Michelle. But based on the personality and a little bit of the dynamic I see, it seems like Zane and Michelle really get along, especially for a baby mom, baby dad combo. Whereas we've seen Ashley and Zane's relationship be tense from the moment they got on the screen. So Ashley asked Michelle, when was the first time you've heard about me? Because me and him have been together for like 11 years, which would mean that they've been together since like 2012, 2013. Because we could assume that this might have been filmed in 2023. Michelle says 2014, 2015. And Ashley's like, yeah, well, that's not true because I met your daughter, Liliana, when she was 1.5. So then Ashley asked Michelle, so when you and him hooked back up and you got pregnant, you knew about me by that point. And Michelle was like, yeah, but you was just another girl. And Michelle was like, after you found out I was pregnant is when he decided to propose to you. And Michelle was like, yeah, because that's the only reason he proposed. So Ashley asked Zane, like, did you know about the baby before you proposed to me? He hesitated, and then he was like, yeah, I think I did know about the baby before. And Michelle was like, yeah, of course he did. And Michelle was like, you know how Zane is. He loves me. And clearly you still have an issue. You seem upset. Like, Michelle is just giving, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm going to be around. So then Ashley tells Michelle, I just found out that the baby's last name is Copeland. Why does a baby that's not his have his last name? Michelle said that Zane knew the situation, that she wasn't going to be around the baby father. He wasn't going to be in the kid's life. And he said that he would raise the kid like his own. Michelle said she actually wanted to change the last name, and Zane told her to leave it. So Michelle basically was like, so what's the solution? Ashley said if it's not his kid, then the last name needs to change. Michelle said, and if it doesn't, Michelle don't give a fuck. I'm telling you. And she was like, it's not his kid. And Michelle was like, okay, but why does it matter? You want to strip a kid of something that he's known his whole life? He's 8 years old. And Ashley was like, bottom line, he's not a Copeland. And Michelle was like, it doesn't matter. And Ashley was like, to you. So Zane was like, do you want a DNA test? And Ashley was like, yeah. And Michelle was like, well, I'm telling you, it's not his kid. Then Ashley said, you don't respect this marriage. And Michelle said, I do respect this marriage because I'm not fucking a nigga. And Ashley was like, oh, I didn't know that was an option. That's what I'm saying. She letting you know what it is. Like, I'm not doing it, but I could if I felt like it. So Spice says she decided to throw Rennie a baby brunch since the fake godmother Ciara is MIA. So as soon as Zell walked in, Shakana had said something about a scientific baby. And Zell was like, here they go throwing shade at me. I'm having a real baby. I'm a real man. Y'all not going to keep making fun of my sexuality. So he's already on edge and coming in hot before anybody even gets there. Like, it's just him, Spice, and Shekinah there right now. So Zell walked out. Kendra walked in and she said, who was Zell yelling at in the parking lot? And Shekinah said he's yelling at the bottom of the vodka bottle he drunk before he showed up here. And Shekinah and Kendra just update Spice about the fight that happened between Carly and Bambi. So Yandy and Rashida get there too, and then Zell comes back in. Shekinah tried to apologize to Zell. He told her he's not accepting her apology. He don't want to talk to her. He's not accepting no apologies in 2024. Ciara gets there and she thanks Spice for throwing this event for Rennie because she said her life has been in shambles. So Rennie gets there. She's so appreciative and she's glowing. She looks beautiful. So Santana came in, they sat down and started eating, and Rennie was like, thank y'all for having this event for me, but like, what else do everybody else got going on? Like, catch me up. They really sitting here talking about who is Rennie gonna make the godmother, Ciara or Spice. I'm pretty sure Rennie got real friends that she wants to make the godmother of her kid. So Rennie was telling Zell, like, sorry I missed your event, and he was like, yeah, it was supposed to be an event to introduce everybody to the mother of my child, but you know, Bambi and Carly ended up getting into a fight, so now everybody's there. So Rashida's reacting, you know, everybody who didn't know is reacting to that. And Santana and Shekinah was sitting together, and Zell was like, what y'all sitting over there talking about, something that got to do with me? I don't know if they was talking about him or if they was just talking about what everybody else was talking about, which was that Bambi and Carly got into a fight. So Shekinah was like, I swear I'm not hating, I'm not saying nothing. And then Zell was like, what you over there saying, Santana? And he was like, F you and your baby mama. Zell said, you jealous? And Santana was like, jealous of what? Zell said Santana's only mad because he the one who looked 9 months pregnant. My bitch is bad. He told Shekinah to shut the fuck up, and then you could see Rashida and Yandy was kind of chuckling. Zell said, Yandy, you shouldn't be laughing because you got enough going on with your own marriage. Look at her face. He said, all y'all hoes got stuff going on. Scroll down the shade room and you gonna see all the stuff about Mendices and his hotels. And Rashida was like, you ain't gotta blast me. I know my shit ain't tight. Y'all, I'm really cracking up. So Yandy was like, don't say no stuff about our men and they're not here to defend ourselves, and then you walk out, so now we have a problem. So Rennie's mom passed, and Spice had a picture of Rennie's mom there, and she was like, you know, I feel like my mom is still with me. I feel like she sent me this baby. I feel like she sent me the person I'm with. And she got emotional, and she was just like, I really don't like that y'all was fighting here and stuff. So Zell came back in, and Ciara was like, for real, we need to be supporting each other through this times, and I'm talking about you too, Saucy, with this whole Zell thing. And Santana was like, no, I really don't care because people said she get drunk and fuck everybody. And Zell said, so do you. And Santana said, well, where's the paternity test? And Zell said, well, even if it wasn't my baby, what does it matter to you? Then Santana said, Zell, you can't get a job. How are you having a baby? Yandy and Rashida was done. They was like, we walking out. They so mad they got clocked. So Yandy was like, I don't want Mendices to have to get involved in this BS. And then Zell was like, I was just telling the truth. And he asked Rashida, was she offended? And she was like, yeah. And he was like, yeah, well, I don't care. So the baby brunch is over, and we see Rennie and Santana have a short conversation. And he did make some points that Zell doesn't really know this girl, so maybe he is coming from a good place. But like Rennie said, it's so much damage between him and Zell that they can't tell that they coming from a good place with each other. So I'll see y'all next week for episode 11. Bye.